Let me show you a news story, but it's a local news story. I checked, and this appeared on 2 local newscasts and a local website, not in national papers or on national TV. Here's a CBC story. Look in the top left corner there. You can see it is not on the main CBC website, not the front page, not the national news page. It's in the Kitchener-Waterloo News, which is fine. Here's the story. Lakeside Church vandalized with Islamic State messaging. Vandals spray painted the message on church outside wall. Wow. So anti-Christian vandalism to begin with, but with a terrorist's message. The Islamic State. I was in Iraq last month, as you know, and I saw Islamic State graffiti on churches there. Now there they torched the churches. They smashed any Christian icons. They broke any crosses they could find, and lots of graffiti. But those were armed terrorists who literally had invaded and conquered. This in Guelph is vandalism. I must tell you that I am open to the possibility that this is a hoax. Obviously it was real vandalism, but that the person doing it was not really with ISIS. There are so many hoax hate crimes in North America because demand exceeds supply. The media loves it. Politicians love it. Now, I do not doubt for a minute that anti-Christian bigotry exists and it's being whipped up, and that real anti-Christian hate crimes exist. I'm just saying. There is also a phenomenon of attention-seeking petty criminals who do this for publicity or strange psychological reasons. But that's not how the mainstream media takes such vandalism when it targets mosques. There is no sense of calm with such stories. They're not limited to a small item in a local news page in those cases. There is a mass national coverage accepting without question, or sometimes even without evidence, that a crime was committed against Muslims and that, yes, it most certainly was always a hate crime. I give you that just for an example. You'll remember when this woman was caught on camera attacking a Muslim lady in a hijab in London, Ontario. Remember this? I know you do. Huge news. Let me show you a variety of newscasts with it. National news, international news, not tucked away in some tiny London, Ontario micro page on the CBC. But you know how that story ends, do you? Turns out that that angry woman with her fist up who was charged with police, well, she's Muslim herself. There wasn't a story of Islamophobia. There was a fight between 2 Muslim women that was spun into a national story of Islamophobia that remains uncorrected to this day in most media. We're the ones who broke the news about who the assailant actually was. That's my point here. If the Guelph church that had ISIS graffiti on it, which is more than just vandalism and hate, if it's authentic, it would suggest that actual terrorists or terrorist sympathizers are active here in Canada. If that had been a mosque that was vandalized with graffiti that was Christian in nature, instead of a church that was graffitied with Muslim graffiti, you know it would be non-stop media coverage, and Justin Trudeau would rip himself away from his 3 or 4 week summer vacation to issue a statement about it. The totality of the coverage of this incident was a local story in the CBC and the CTV and a local radio report and a small online story, and that is it. That's an excerpt from my daily TV show, The Ezra Levant Show. Normally it's behind a paywall, but I thought you'd like this video, so we put it on YouTube. If you want to subscribe to watch the daily show every day, including always 2 interviews a day, and I read my hate mail, just click on this screen and become a premium member.